Is the tide turning in the United States? The latest Fox News national poll has Joe Biden 2 points ahead of Donald Trump. Joining me is Professor of Political Science at Cypress College in Los Angeles, Peter Matthews. What do you make of the latest poll, Peter?
Well, that's pretty remarkable that Biden was several points behind Trump until these last two polls came out, which he was steadily climbing. Now he's 2 points ahead of Trump nationwide, and that's still a state-by-state election we should be looking at. But nationwide, President Biden has some hope now. He's about 2 points ahead. And the key here is, like I said, the swing states, the 6 or 7 swing states that would make all the difference. But the other states are pretty much determined how they're going to vote, Democratic or Republican. But I'm sure President Biden is very strengthened by this report. And I don't think it'll be a problem to see how it goes in the next couple of weeks, especially after the debate.
What about the fact now that Donald Trump is a convicted felon? Is that making an impact?
It has had an impact with independent voters, and those voters were leaning actually a little bit more to Trump than Biden. Now it's switched over and they're leaning more toward Biden than Trump. And that's one reason Trump's numbers went up. So it can have an impact, especially as time goes on, as it sinks in, especially after the sentencing. We don't know how the sentencing is going to go on July the 11th, but we will have to see on that. And then we'll have to look carefully at where the numbers are going, especially in the swing states once again.
What do you make of the whole criticism of the frailty of both leaders, probably? Joe Biden, 81. Donald Trump is just 3 years behind at 78.
Yes, and some of this has been, exaggerated or distorted in the reporting. For example, a picture of President Obama putting his hand on Joe Biden's shoulder and walking him off the stage. That's just a normal, affectionate gesture of support. I don't think it's anything to do with the way Biden would walk off stage or not. And now they're talking about President Trump's cognitive abilities not being up to par. I think we should focus on the issues a lot more, Tim. We need to be looking at the economy, which is the number one issue for voters, and on inflation and taxes and immigration, as well as other issues that are really dear to the heart of the voters who wants to know, what are these people going to do, these two men, and how are they going to lead the country in regard to getting these major problems solved? So I would say we should focus more on those issues, and that's where they differ, and the debate's going to bring that out, actually.
What is the latest with immigration? Because we've been running a story the past couple of days. It was an exclusive from Sky News where it not only tracked those coming across the border, but there are lots of people coming from other countries that are basically travelling all the way through Mexico to try to get to the US.
That is true to a certain extent. The point is that this immigration issue has to be addressed at a macro level. And President Biden is vulnerable, in fact, on this issue, because Trump has been hammering away at this being the most dangerous problem for the U.S. In actuality, Biden got a little tougher on immigration. He says he's going to be more careful about allowing people in randomly, and he's going to deport people who are here illegally right away. But he also became more open to helping people who need the help. For example, the latest executive order says that anyone who's married to an American citizen, that's about 500,000 people who are married to American citizens in the U.S., and these are undocumented people, they will have a pathway to citizenship on the Biden plan. And Trump has criticized that, saying it's giving illegal immigrants too much reward for being here illegally. But this is a family unification issue. I think most Americans will probably support Biden's plan to allow these folks to get a pathway to citizenship. It's about 500,000 of them that will actually benefit from this. And so will the American spouses and families of these folks.
Well, the economy is going to be a huge factor for Joe Biden. He needs it to be strong. Obviously, he wants peace around the rest of the world. That doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. With the economy, it seems like you get a different answer from every different person you may ask. Not only what's happening right now, but what may happen over the next 6 to 12 months.
That is definitely true, Tim, because the economy is not easily read in one direction. It is overall, the macroeconomic numbers are good for Biden, but that's good for economists, not necessarily the actual working middle class or working poor, who are suffering from high prices in food and in gasoline. So this is the thing. Low unemployment rate right now for Biden, that's good on a macroeconomic level. Low inflation rates, that's also good. The stock market is doing better than ever before. But all of that is not of concern to the working middle class and the working poor. Many of whom would vote Democratic if they had a chance to feel the economy was going well. But they're very concerned. They're living paycheck to paycheck. President Biden's going to have to address that in the debate. I think he will. And he'll talk about building the economy from the bottom up, not from the top down. Two different approaches. The top-down approach is called supply-side economics. President Trump tried that in 2017 by giving tax cuts to wealthy business people and investors, hoping they'll grow the economy that way by expanding their investments, and that will trickle down to everyone. The other way is to invest in infrastructure, in jobs, in clean energy, and creating more jobs for working people, and also strengthening unions. And that's Biden's approach. There are two distinct approaches here, and people should pay very much close attention to this and decide who to vote for.
Yeah, we've got 4 months to go. We will talk many times between now and then. Thank you, Peter.
You bet. Thank you, Tim.